Boys, we got a special video for you today, man. This was Madden 17. This was in Orlando. This was against Hollywood, who was the best player at the event, man. So this was my first live event. Made it all the way to the final 8. This game was for 20 grand and a trip the next week to go to Houston in the Super Bowl. So yeah, these events used to be on location, whether it be the Pro Bowl, Super Bowl, wherever it may be. So being able to go from the Pro Bowl in this one game, not only do you get another trip, but it's at the Super Bowl, the 28-3 Patriots Super Bowl. It was a long time ago, I know, but so this was a big deal. This was a big game. I was a super underdog. Hollywood was the best player there. I was probably 13.5-point underdogs in this Madden game. So let's get to it, man. Let me know if you guys were playing Madden 17 salary cap. Let me show you guys my team. This will be a throwback for the boys. There it is. Look at that. Salary cap. Back when you had to make sure you didn't spend all your salary. You can only allocate great players in great positions. And the offensive line was something that, those 10 cap guys worked. Our bronze guys up there on the O-line, they held it down. There were abilities in this game. As you see, Ricky Williams has a B next to him. That was battle ready. That means every time you got a tackle battle, you spammed A, and he would stiff arm out of it. He was a beast, man. I got to shout out my man Kent because I had David Johnson in the group stages, and he said, you got to switch to Ricky Williams. I did switch to Ricky Williams, and you guys will see how much he was a beast, man. So that guy always has a spot in my heart. Ricky Williams, he carried. He did his thing. Then we got Randall Cunningham, Eagle legend. I was the only one with him. One thing that was really cool about this tournament, there was a bunch of different quarterbacks. Everybody kind of had somebody different that they liked. The cap mattered as well, how much cap there was, how much you spent. And you can see on the right with the cap, chemistries and special and like stuff like that mattered for your salary cap. Like battle ready on Ricky Williams might have been 4 salary cap, kind of like a little bit like today. So it was really cool. You had to figure out what you want, and as you guys can see, there are chems. Lockdown was one of them. I had 2 lockdowns, 2 route runners, helps a little bit with route running. But like I said, then I had Larry Fitzgerald. I was the only player with Larry Fitzgerald in the thing. I was also the only player with Ed McCaffrey. Absolute studs. Weren't the fastest receivers. They were more possession guys, but they were big bodies. They could take some hit sticks. They could make some plays for me. Ed McCaffrey absolutely balled out this game. He carried me this tournament, honestly. Jimmy Graham at fullback. I think he was a fullback maybe so I could put him at running back sometimes. But most importantly, he was there to get the ball and jump over the pile. This was Jimmy Graham jumping year, so you get him, put him there. He goes up and jumps over the pile for touchdowns. And then you see Randy Moss hidden because I didn't want his ability active. So if you put him at wide receiver 4, his ability won't activate. He won't be starting. But Randy Moss was back there. So I had Moss, Fitzgerald, Ed McCaffrey were my wide receivers. Now, defensively, you guys see it. Now, once again, players are in different spots just to not mess with their chemistries. But most importantly, you see the middle of the field, Anthony Barr, Mark Barron. Those are my 2 linebackers. I think they're a little bit better linebackers, but as far as Mark Barron, but Anthony Barr was the best. He's always been the best. That's Harvest, Anthony Barr. Absolute stud. Now, Harrison Smith was my safety, and he plays the game of his life in this game. Other safety I used was Sean Taylor, but like I said, they're out of position, so their chemistries don't count to my cap. But I had Jalen Ramsey. What I ran was just dollar, kind of DB fire, cross man the safeties, man up some people, covered 3 clouds. So I would use Ramsey and Blunt down here. Ramsey and Blunt were kind of my guys that were always in zone, kind of tall, big bodies that could hit as well. And Ramsey, rookie Ramsey, rookie most feared Ramsey is legendary. Only 37 cap, super cheap, fast hit, everything. Mel Blunt, 43 cap. Then I had Deion Sanders and I had Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who you can't see here. Those guys were the dudes that I manned up and made plays, and Deion was a monster this game. Now, one thing I did to save cap that not a lot of other people did, they would use Jadeveon Clowney, Joey Bosa, something like that. For me, I went with Aaron Donald, and I went with Olivier Vernon. Both motivators, so they helped me with my hit power and my block shed, if you see that. But they also weren't as much cap, where you can see Olivier Vernon was like 37, but Clowney might have been like 50 or something like that. So I really saved cap on those 2 guys. The guy in the middle was a bum. He never did anything in dollar. He just fought. And the game changes every year, but the D tackle was a bum. You could put a bum at D tackle, 6 cap guys. But the defensive ends were studs, and these guys really helped me. They were really good against the run, but at the end of the day, they also, shed. So for me, I saved a lot of cap there. But yeah, that's my team. I went rookie Sean Taylor, Harrison Smith at safety, Mel Blount, Jalen Ramsey on the outside, and Deion Sanders and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie on the slots so they can man up, run around. They were the fastest guys, blitz. I ran the Packers playbook and dollar on defense, man. That was it. Madden 17, boys. This game was to get to the Super Bowl against the best player in the tournament.
So moving on to our next game, we have the gentleman with probably the most impressive resume coming into this, and that is Mr. Hollywood taking on the son from Philly, Dubby.
Oh yes, and you know Dubby's my favorite. He's coming representing Philly. Hollywood's representing New York. My phone has been ringing off the hook. Legends on both sides of the ball. This is going to be a great one.
Yeah, I think Dubby's in for trouble. Matchup here with Hollywood. He has looked the best in this entire tournament thus far. Hollywood, potent offense, even better defense. Dubby's in trouble.
Little insight for the fans at home. Dubby is Rico's favorite because his first favorite jet steal was knocked out. However, you look at his lineup, he's got Randall Cunningham, the Philadelphia quarterback. Great speed, potential though for some overthrows. A big note for Dubby, he changed out his halfback. David Johnson, not the selection. He goes with Ricky Williams, who we actually saw in the first match. He sits right at that $850 salary cap number. Defensively for Dubby, Harrison Smith, Mark Barron, and then Sean Taylor, the free safety. Dubby has him put at CB number 3, which means he's going to be covering some people, but also laying some big-time hit sticks.
Sean Taylor hitting people, sign me up. I'm excited about that. All right, on the other side, let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Hollywood's roster.
Wouldn't be a Pro Bowl without Sean Taylor laying some big hits for Hollywood right here. What you'll see is that same Ricky Williams. You have Randy Moss, who had played a big role in the opening game, and then, of course, Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, the most accurate man that there is. Defensively for Hollywood, he also made some changes. He had Mel Blount in his lineup, a legend corner. What did he do? He subbed him out, and he put in Sean Taylor. So we're going to see a mirror match of Sean Taylor. He has extremely high hit power. He's able to force fumbles. So a good move by Dubby to maybe counter that with Ricky Williams. We'll see how it plays out on the field. It's going to be another razor-thin margin in this game.
Now, I take no pleasure in this. Nobody on the team does, but Rico was right for his first rock-solid pick of the day. He picked Skimbo over Young Kib. So I kind of know where you're already going to go with this one, but go ahead and tell the folks.
I'm going with Dubby. There is no question. You had Dynasty, Big Gene, 40 G's. Now, for those of you who don't know, these are all former Madden greats who are from Philadelphia. They reached out. Hollywood got a call from Smoke, Guns. The New York faculty is there, but Philly has owned New York in the history. I think it continues. Dubby's going to get it done.
Gibbs?
Listen, Hollywood, when you watched Hollywood play yesterday, he played beat problem. Listen, this is how he's going to win. He's able to pick up any and all pressures from his offense. He can't not have any of his blitzes get picked up as well. He is going to absolutely dominate in this game. You might not even let up a point.
Tyler, do you know what I love about Madden is if you think you're good on the sticks, you have a chance to take these guys on online. Last year, I ran into Dubby in a ranked game, and I got my doors blown off right on the internet. It was very, very tough, and ever since that moment, I said, wow, this kid Dubby is something special. But because I have that revenge factor in my heart, I hope Hollywood can avenge me today. He's never dismantled me. So I'm going Hollywood. I think he's playing some of the best ball coming into this. But be careful what you wish for, because if you play some of these guys, you just might take an L.
There's one thing we're definitely going to have to look for. With Hollywood's explosive offense, look for Dubby to channel his inner Gooch from Philadelphia and manage that clock to make sure that he is in control in both halves.
The only way he wins is if he makes a huge play. I'm talking game-changing hit sticks, amazing user picks. Hollywood is too locked up. Like, he is going to dominate this game with his offense and defense.
Rico, I think you're right. We saw Duke maybe slow down Hollywood just a little bit, and it could be some of the formula. We might take a look at that later. I don't think he can do it, though.
All right, let's go ahead and get it to the game right now. We got Dubby, Hollywood. It's Philly, New York. AJ, RG, take it away for the first half of our second game here at the Madden Bowl.
All right, thank you very much, Tyler and the guys. So Farles takes Hollywood, but your man, Rico, is taking Dubby. Are you going to take Dubby as well?
Earlier when I was lying in bed last night, looking at all the matchups, this was the matchup that stuck out to me. Hollywood looked the best out of everybody yesterday. However, Dubby has so much fight in him. I've seen these Philadelphia guys prevail time and time again. My pick going into this matchup, I'm going to have to agree with Rico. It was Dubby.
All right, so Dubby is your pick as he will take over at the 25-yard line after the touchback. So he starts the game with the football. Mr. Hollywood going 3-0 in the group stages. Let's get to those keys to the game, RG.
Yeah, if you look at these keys to the game, one of them is get pressure on the QB. Dubby likes to run around with Randall Cunningham. You can't let him do that. Another thing is who prepared better last night. These guys now have tape on each other, so you're able to watch what your opponent does, make adjustments. And if you're Dubby, you need to take away Hollywood's momentum. We said he looks the best out of anybody in this tournament. You can't let him keep steamrolling. You got to punch him in the mouth early and get some of that momentum and let him know that he's in for a dogfight with the Philadelphian.
First carry of the game is a gain of 4 for Dubby, a.k.a. Dub. a.k.a. Chris McFarland from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, handing it off to Ricky Williams, breaking a tackle or two before he's brought down beyond the first down marker. So a fresh set of downs for Dub. Randall Cunningham, his quarterback, RG.
This will be an interesting matchup between this rusher and that tight end, AJ. That rusher will be coming off the edge, sometimes free, and it'll be interesting to see how often does Dubby keep someone at the block to pick him up. Right there was the running back, actually picked up the pressure and allows him to get the completion. So we talked about who prepared last night. As you see, Dubby making adjustments early, keeping it in the back to block that blitz that Hollywood was having so much success with yesterday.
Nice little quick pass to McCaffrey, who gained 6 on the reception. Handoff to Ricky Williams, who falls forward. Let's see where they spot it. They are going to give him a first down at the 47. So another fresh set of downs. Dubby is moving.
If I'm Dubby, I'm going to keep running this ball. Yeah, exactly. It looks like Hollywood is begging you to run in this defense, and that might be more preparation from Dubby. When they get to the line of scrimmage, if you count the number of defenders in the box, they're getting outmatched by the offensive linemen. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 offensive linemen there that could pick up that pressure. Oh, right when I say that, the linebacker scrapes through the middle and makes a play. But if you're Dubby, you can't give up on the run, I think Hollywood is susceptible to the run. And if you're Dubby, don't let that scare you. Stick to your game plan. Don't be scared to give the ball to Ricky.
Back in the gun bunch.
Taking a page out of Skimbo's playbook.
Dubby motioning Ed McCaffrey out right. He does throw the same play that we saw from Skimbo on that delayed slant, but he hits his running back out of the backfield with that one. Another first down for Dubby.
Yeah, I'm telling you about these Philadelphia guys, AJ. Philadelphia is known of the mecca of competitive Madden. It has the most Madden Challenge champions ever. I don't think any other state has 2 Madden Challenge champions. There's over 4 champions coming from Philadelphia. And Dubby trying to take the torch.
A nice little run there of 9 yards by Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams finally brought down at the 31. 2:22 remaining here in the first quarter. Dubby doing a good job of just controlling the clock, controlling the tempo of this ball game early. As we know, Hollywood can score quick. He did it in all of his games, going 3-0 in the group stage. Handing it off to Ricky. Ricky hammered hard. It looks like he's going to be shy of the first down. They mark him at the 30, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 now.
And this usually isn't an intense play, but like we talked about earlier, these guys have defense for this short yardage situation. If you're Dubby, you need to pick up this first down. You don't want to get yourself in the 4th and inches. There you go.
Big broken tackle. Ricky Williams fighting for his bread, RG.
And you saw Dubby bobbing his head in the bottom left, and that's that Philadelphia grit. He knows he's in the zone, and he knows he's here to fight, and a very impressive drive so far to open up the game from Dub.
Dubby making some adjustments there in the sub menu. As you can see, they're highlighting some players. Randall Cunningham comes out in the I formation, handing it off to the fullback, which is Jimmy Graham on that play, and that's the adjustment he made before the snap. putting in Jimmy Graham at fullback to try and get a little velocity. We see some guys do that, try to dive over the line on the goal line.
I think the key right there is Ricky Williams was tired. You saw his energy low at the play call screen. So Dubby trying to give him a rest, gets it to Jimmy Graham with a low-risk play. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Ricky here. Nope.
Dumping it off to Ed McCaffrey. Ed McCaffrey brought down at the 14. Ends up being about 2 yards shy of a first down.
I don't think Dubby was only watching the tape on Hollywood last night. It looks like he watched a little bit of Skimbo tape, took some of that offense and sprinkled it into his own a little bit. As you see this motion slant that we saw Skimbo run so much, right in Dubby's arsenal, and it's open, and he turns upfield.
Big reception by the legend Ed McCaffrey. That's 6'5", ex-Denver Broncos wide receiver. Picks up enough for another first down. Finally dropped at the 5-yard line. There's 19 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
He's taken away the whole quarter with this drive, and he's staying patient. And he's looking to get in.
Nice run by Ricky. Ricky Williams finally brought down. He's got 9 carries for over 40 yards right here in the first quarter. You've got to be happy if you're Dubby.
Yes, and that's what running the ball does as well, AJ, is it speeds the game up. We know Hollywood looked amazing on offense yesterday, very high-powered. So if you're Dubby, speed the game up, limit his possessions, and put him in more pressure situations. I like this attack from Dubby right now. He needs to get in, though.
A valid coaching tactic as he motions Paulson out left in the I form, brings him back in. Motions another wide receiver in to help block, hands it off to Jimmy Graham, who's lined up at fullback, and he loses one on the play.
And we saw that in the last game. It gets stingy down here on the goal line, Let's see if Dubby has any tricks up his sleeve to get in for 6. After putting together this prolific of a drive, this long of a drive, you want to get in for 6. The 3 just doesn't feel as good, especially when you're working as hard as Dubby's been working. Wants Jimmy to go over the top. Jimmy
trying to jump over. It's going to be close. He's brought down at the 1, so 4th and goal situation for Dubby.
Situation, and he's coming out in the goal line offense. I bet you Hollywood has a defense for this. Oh, it's getting intense early. This is for the momentum. Offside. It's not going to mean anything, though. This is a big
offside,
play.
worth the risk there by Hollywood. There's not much room to move.
Huge play right here, And if Dubby wasn't to get this, it's terrible, but the good thing about it is Hollywood still backed up on would be backed up on his 1-yard line. So Dubby could look for a safety, but he needs 6 right here. 6 is what you really want.
And he sneaks forward for the touchdown. Dubby with the score.
Look at the fist pump.
And he's going to take the lead against Hollywood.
Wow, Dubby, and that was one of the keys to the game. We talked about it, AJ. You need to take Hollywood's momentum early, and that's exactly what he did in the drive. He almost put him to sleep with a drive that went almost 6 minutes. Exactly what we were talking about. Did these guys get a hold of our keys to the game and, like, you know what I mean?
So Dubby there feeling very pleased with that first drive where he was able to chew up the entire first quarter and then some. But now he has to face this Hollywood offense. A very prolific offense. He takes it out with Deion Sanders, brought down at the 25-yard line.
And Dubby's going to be sending pressure from his cornerbacks, and let's see if he can get to Hollywood. That was another one of our keys to the game, is get pressure on the QB. We saw yesterday Hollywood had a lot of routes that developed deep downfield for big plays. If you're Dubby, you don't want to give him time to let those routes develop and hit you with a home run. You need to get pressure on the quarterback. These are the goons right here that are going to be coming. Those cornerbacks, that's Deion Sanders and Cromartie.
Drops him back that time.
Though.
Trying to playmaker as wide receiver upfield, but that defense was tight by Dubby. I like what I'm seeing so far.
And he gave him, we talked about this yesterday, he gave him the cover 6 look, AJ, out of the dollar defense, and a lot of players have trouble adapting to that cover 6. Everybody practices against cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, 2-man under. Not a lot of practice against cover 6. It's a very awkward defense, and Dubby goes to it. I really like that move, looking to catch Hollywood off guard. And he had some success with it in his games yesterday.
Randy Moss in motion for Hollywood. Play action on the pass. Looking deep, he's got a man, he's got speed. Randy Moss trying to come down with it, and it's swatted away by the legend Deion Sanders. That's what you call prime time right there.
Very fortunate for Dubby. And 3rd and 1, Hollywood goes up top, because you got to think Dubby's assuming run defense. Hollywood went for the shot, didn't get it. Now he's in a situation Dubby could get all the momentum here. Hey, big 4th and 1.
4th and 1, handing it off to Ricky Williams.
It's close.
Where are they going to mark this one?
First down.
He does have the first down, and Hollywood going right back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to go no huddle. Back in the tight set. He audibled out of that run. Aaron Rodgers rolling left. No time. Almost sacked. He is sacked. Sacked at the 34 for a loss of 1. He almost fumbled that one as he tries to throw it.
Olivier Verdon making big plays right there, AJ. Quick height. Dubby's on his defensive tackle.
Looking deep. He's got Antonio Brown there, but no.
What a spot! That would have been a touchdown. Dubby clicks onto the defender, runs to the ball, landed spot, and hits him with the user spot. Just saved himself a touchdown with that stick work right there. And the Philadelphian is here to battle.
That might have been a touchdown in Madden 16, but that SWAT button came in handy right there, RG. Looking over, throwing into double coverage. What is going on?
Wow, Dubby.
I am not used to seeing this from Hollywood.
Dubby playing good defense, but it's a little bit scary. Hollywood looks like these plays have potential, and he's not getting pressure on him. 4th and 11, eh?
4th and 11, big situation here for Hollywood. 34-yard line, his own side of the field. If he doesn't get this,
watch the pressure.
He's going to give Dubby some great field position with plenty of time to work here in the 2nd quarter.
It's going to be interesting to see if he drops him back into coverage, or does he send the heat right here, eh?
Ricky Williams motioned out left. 5 seconds on the play clock. Hollywood still barking out hot routes. Everybody drops back. Is he going to have somebody? Sideline attempt.
It's close.
They're not going to give it to him. He did not get both feet in. Dubby is going to keep or take over possession right there at the 34. That is a huge mistake.
Wow, Dubby standing up. Now, right now, he needs to make sure he at least gets a field goal out of this drive. You also don't want to be in any rush right now. If you can make sure that you give Hollywood a limited amount of time if he was to get the ball back, and make sure you walk away with points and go into the second half up 2 possessions, you're right where you want to be if you're Dubby. The way he manages this drive right here is going to be key for this game.
So Dubby back in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers. Hands it off to his running back, Ricky Williams. Continuing to pound the rock, RG, over and over again. He's content just chewing up a little bit of the clock, taking his yards where he can get them.
And Hollywood well aware of him trying to chew the clock. Gets a timeout right there, trying to force Dubby to get it, kick a field goal if he gets to stop right here, so Hollywood has enough time to put it together a drive of his own. If you're Dubby, this is a good chance to get a big first down and really milk out the rest of the 2nd quarter. This is a big play, eh?
Randall Cunningham backpedaling, looking for Randy Moss, who almost hangs on to it. And it is finally knocked out, punched out, I should say, by the last defender in the secondary. So Dubby going to try for a field goal here. Does he have the distance? He does, splits the uprights. That will give him a 10-0 lead over Mr. Hollywood.
One thing we saw last year as well, AJ, is Mr. Hollywood made it to the final 8, looking as good as he did in the Madden Championship Tournament, only to get upset by Wild. He finds himself in the same situation today in the final 8 against the underdog Dubby, and right now things aren't looking too good for him. if you're Hollywood, you need to know that. You need to rise up to the big stage, put it all behind you, and get back to playing your game and executing. One of the problems right now is he's got his guys open deep downfield, but he's not executing it.
Little handoff there to Ricky Williams, who's brought down at the 27 as we hit the 2-minute warning. Mr. Hollywood has 1 timeout to work with after burning 2 on that last drive. Oh my goodness, Deion Sanders almost had an interception.
And Dubby's up at the stage yelling, Deion, Deion, make a play for me. That looked like a blind read by Hollywood, and you gotta wonder, AJ, is he getting nervous on this big stage?
Rodgers backpedaling again, throwing to the other side of the field to Antonio Brown. Possession catch at the 38, first down. Hollywood, 1:44 to work with.
Smart by Hollywood to get down and avoid the big hit as well.
Another quick check down to Antonio Brown. Gain of 1 on that play, but the clock continues to roll. That pressure was coming in quick from Dubby. He's got to get a guy over there to stop that outside linebacker.
Open.
There's a cornerback coming in, and Deion again making a huge play. Dubby wants a pick on one of those. I know he does, but
well, he
Deion
clicked on
Sanders
and swatted that. I believe that would have been a complete pass, AJ, had he not clicked on and made that swat. That was good user skill by Dub.
Utilizing the SWAT masterfully in this game. Antonio Brown with another reception. He's hit hard at the 47, just shy of a first down. So Mr. Hollywood has another 4th down conversion to attempt.
Oh my goodness. If you're Dubby, you could get all of the momentum right here, AJ. You need to punch him in the mouth on this 4th and 1 and let him know that the Philadelphian is here for battle. This is a huge play, eh? Biggest play of the first half so far.
1:17 remaining here in the first half. 8 seconds on the play clock. Rodgers
Pressure! What a mix of pressure!
Pressure on 4th down, and Dubby will take over at the 47, RG.
What a defensive play call, AJ. He's been dropping them back all game, letting Hollywood think he has time to make reads. As soon as he gets them in the 4th and 1 situation, he sends the goons, and Hollywood pays for it. Dubby in complete control.
Hollywood defeating everyone in his group, including problem right. Jimmy Graham with the reception for Dubby, though, as he's finally brought down at the 20-yard line. 1:04 as the clock continues to run, but Dubby moving the ball now into field goal range.
And you can't be scared to take a shot if you're Dubby. Field goal makes this a 2-possession game still, which it's going to be regardless if you score or not. You want a touchdown to make this a 3-possession game, AJ, and really put the pressure on Hollywood going into the second half. If you're Dubby, I believe you need to take some shots into the end zone right here.
So 3 wide receivers set for Dubby. 37 seconds left on the clock. Handoff to Ricky Williams for a short gain. 3rd and 6 now from the 16. You expect to see him get a little more aggressive right here on this attempt on 3rd and 6.
Him running the ball right there indicates to me that Dubby is ready to go for it in 4th and manageable. As long as it's not a 4th and super long, I believe this is 4-down territory for Dubby because he knows he wants to make this a 3-possession game.
Larry Fitzgerald in motion. Randall Cunningham back to pass. Over the middle, it's looked by Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr is brought down, but a big interception there by Hollywood to prevent this from becoming a 3-possession game.
That was a big play by Hollywood, and Dubby had him open, but he hesitated for a split second, and hesitation for a split second against a player like Hollywood is not something you can do, and Dubby paid for it right there. Now he needs to make sure he doesn't let up points, eh?
Randy Moss in motion, 27 seconds left. Hollywood does still have 1 timeout. Rodgers looking deep in double coverage, not gonna have it. He does not get to come down with that one with Randy Moss. And Dubby doing a great job of swatting the ball away anytime he goes for those deep shots.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Randy Moss right now. He's got all the speed, all the height.
Rodgers looking to the left, finding Antonio Brown, and a nice 1st down conversion for Hollywood now at the 37. He's got 16 seconds, RG, as he stops the clock on that one.
And that was good, throwing the ball towards the sideline so he could get out of bounds. Picked up a chunk and got out of bounds to stop the clock. That was exactly what Hollywood needed to do right there.
Hollywood throwing over the middle.
Wow.
Ricky Williams with the grab, brought down at the 38. 7 seconds left. He takes his timeout. That is Dubby taking a timeout. Leaving 6 seconds on the clock.
That's a strange timeout by Dubby.
Can't take him with him to the second half, so I guess he knew that Hollywood was going to use the rest of it before he called one. Let's see if he has the distance on this one.
Wow.
He does. So he cuts into the lead with the field goal. He's going to squib kick this one, only leaving Dubby a try at a return. Ricky Williams fields the ball, cuts back the other way, brought down at the 42. That wraps up the first half. Dubby with a 10-3 lead. He looks a little frustrated, RG. I want to say, I think he thought he was going to get out of that drive with some points, and he throws an interception to Hollywood, who then comes down and kicks 3 himself.
Yeah, that's so frustrating. You go from trying to make it a 3-possession ball game, being in complete control, to ending the half at a 1-possession ball game. If you're Dubby, that's very frustrating. But if there's one thing we've seen, you have to put those frustrating moments behind you and look forward to the next play. You're still in control of the game. So just keep doing what you're doing, tighten up a little bit, and you're in prime position for the upset.
We saw a lot of prolific offense from Hollywood in his group stage. What does he have to do to get back into this ballgame?
I think he needs to execute. He's had his guys. They look like they have a step. It looks like he has a chance to make some big plays. He's just about a few inches short of turning those into touchdowns. He needs to tighten up and execute on those big opportunities and get those points on the board like he was doing in group stage.
Yeah, he had a couple of those deep passes where Dubby was able to click on to Deion Sanders or one of his secondary players and then swat the ball away with the X button, RG. Huge plays there, but those could have easily gone the other way. We might be looking at a 14-7 ball game.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, eh?
So anyway, we've got more to come in the second half. What do you think Dubby's got to do in the second half? We'll get back to that first. Let's hear from Drea. She's got the halftime report.
Thanks so much, AJ. Hollywood, your offense was spectacular yesterday. You're struggling today. How do you recapture that magic and get into more of a rhythm in the second half?
I think I got to run the ball more. I came out passing way too much. I feel like if I stop the run, too, I win this game. I get ball at half, I got to score, play from there.
Dubby, watch the tape. He's made several adjustments. What's your #1 biggest adjustment for the second half? This is do or die.
I got to mix in more plays.
Simple. Make some more plays. Send it to Tyler and the guys.
All right, thanks, Dre. Appreciate that. You know, this one was pretty much Dubby the entire game because it literally was. He had a 6-minute drive to start this first half off, but huge pick by Hollywood there at the end to make this game within reach. So a lot of football left to be played in this one. Let's go through the highlights again of the first half.
Dubby's first drive right here, longer than Eagles fans have waited for a championship. 6+ minutes, sneaks it in though, 7-0. And then Dubby was doing it on defense. Second down here, Hollywood tries to go downtown, SWAT City though, for Dubby. This led to a field goal. This kid was hyped up 10-0, but Hollywood would storm back. He would make a big-time play. In fact, your Mac Jr. moment right here, the play that will turn the tide of this game, make it 10-3 going into the half for Hollywood. I expect him to get it going in this second half.
So what was the biggest play of the game for you guys? Because, you know, just kind of looking at it right now, you know, Dubby's been able to run the ball with ease. There was 2 failed 4th down conversions for Hollywood. You know, that pick right there at the end saved him, but what do we take going into the second half?
That ball control was unbelievable. If he can possess the ball like that in the second half, he might get out of here with a win, and he might be knocking out the best player in the whole tournament.
I believe he is the best player in the whole tournament. Dubby is exactly who he thought he was. He came here with a plan, and he has executed it perfectly. Another half like the first half, and we'll see Dubby at the Super Bowl.
Tyler, I said it about young Kiv. He didn't get enough distance from Skimbo, even though he dominated the first half. Right now, Dubby doesn't have enough distance from Hollywood. He should be up 17-0 potentially right now. But with it being 10-3 and Hollywood getting the ball, I expect him to make the adjustments to get back in this game.
I know a guy looking for a W right now is this guy, Dubby. He leads right now 10-3 over Mr. Hollywood. Hollywood trying to lock in right now with the headphones on for the second half. And this one starts at the 28-yard line where Hollywood starts his opening drive. Of course, Dubby got the ball in the first half. So Mr. Hollywood starts right here, back in that close shotgun formation.
This is the momentum drive, AJ.
Hand off to Williams. Williams brought down by his shoestrings. Gain of 3 on the play, 31-yard line.
Yeah, in close games like this, AJ, these are what I call the momentum drives. To start the second half, this is where you could really dictate the pace of this half and make things happen and establish dominance.
Wow, Aaron Rodgers just slinging it down the field. Dubby thought he might have an interception there, or at least a sack.
Hollywood continues to look downfield. We heard him at halftime talk about he wants to establish the run more and mix up his play calling, but he keeps taking these deep shots downfield. He needs to stop being greedy and look to put a drive together, eh?
Antonio Brown, Herman Moore, Randy Moss, Brandon Cooks, his wide receivers, Aaron Rodgers, his quarterback. You can only dream up a team like this.
Oh.
Throwing it out of bounds as the pressure comes in. That forces a 4th and 7 decision now for Hollywood. It looks like he might be going back into that offensive playbook, RG.
And you saw his passing numbers. He's 6 for 17. That's nothing like what we saw from him yesterday. He is taking way too many shots.
He beat problem.
I mean, it happens sometimes. People can beat problem, but that doesn't matter today. You need to come through and be prepared to play. Today, everything's locked. He's open, though.
Throwing to his man. Does Cooks have it? He does. He keeps both feet in bounds, and he gets the first down at the 46, so he stays alive right now.
Yeah, everything looked locked up, and then Cooks snuck up the field at the last second and really bailed Hollywood out right there. Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
As we hear Dubby saying, pick this candy off, he wants it.
Pick this candy off. What he's trying to get at is his offense is sweet right now. He's saying that Hollywood's offense is sweet and it's candy, and he's got him locked up, but Hollywood not failing it.
Hollywood on the running back route there. He gets out of the backfield and upfield to grab the ball, pick up a big chunk of change there. 24-yard line now for another first down. Aaron Rodgers motions Randy Moss to the right on the delayed slant. Looking over the middle, Herman Moore, and Dubby almost picks off another one.
That would have been huge interception off the tip, eh?
We are seeing a lot of close calls right now, RG, on these tipped balls. A lot of those get picked off. It's only a matter of time before something happens. Pressure from the right side. Rodgers lets loose just in time for an incomplete pass. So 3rd and 10 now. Holly again.
Dubby's been doing a good...
Not able to convert.
He's been doing a good job of mixing in the pressures, AJ. He's not blitzing every play. He's sneaking them in at times where Hollywood's not expecting it, but right there, he's ready.
Big grab there by Terrell Pryor, lined up at wide receiver now. Used to be a quarterback, now a wide receiver for the Browns. Picking up another first down for Holly. 8-yard line here in the 3rd quarter. Hollywood trying to tie up this ball game. Single back set. 2 wide receivers. He motions his running back out to the left, though. Pressure coming from both sides. Rodgers has some time, but he slings it over his wide receivers into the bleachers right there, RG.
Yeah, but those throws are okay, AJ. In that situation, I like the my guy or no guy mentality. Throw a high pass in the back of the end zone. If my guy gets his hands on it, great. If not, it goes out of bounds. Live to fight another day.
Second and goal here on the 8-yard line from Mr. Hollywood. Out of Bronx, New York. Antonio Brown up the middle on the carry. Brought down at the 6. Hollywood said he got his nickname kind of randomly. He showed up to a tournament in Vegas, I believe he said, and they asked him, they said he needed an alter ego, an alias, and he said, hey, just Hollywood.
And I was at that tournament. That was his first tournament, and he ended up winning the whole entire thing. So this kid has experience.
Looking for his wide receiver in the back of the end zone again. So 4th and goal, RG. 4th and goal. He's going to go for the field goal. Taking his points where he can get them.
Yeah, 9 for 25 passing. Whatever Dubby's doing on defense definitely has Hollywood not as comfortable as we've seen throughout this tournament.
Jalen Ramsey on the return. He's going to take the fair catch. And Dubby will start his drive at the 25.
Statement drive for Dubby time. If he could get a touchdown, he'll have all the momentum in the world, AJ. 3, not so great. If you're Dubby and you want to make a statement, you need to put it together on this drive right here.
Cunningham to Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham with the reception. A gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Dubby moving the ball well against Mr. Hollywood.
Hollywood talked about, too, he wants to stop the run of Dubby. Let's see if he makes that adjustment in this half and it has some containment on Ricky Williams, who had a decently strong first half. And there it is. There it is.
Big stop there on 2nd down, but now Hollywood has to do it again. Maybe twice. 3rd and 1 here for Dubby. He's content to just let that clock continue to roll off. His defense has been prolific against arguably the best offense in this tournament so far, as he completes one over the middle to Ed McCaffrey, and another fresh set for Dubby.
Randall Cunningham getting it done. 7 for 9. He has the 1 interception, but overall Dubby has looked quite comfortable on offense, except for that interception he threw down in the goal line at the end of the 2nd quarter.
Slot receiver moving over. That is Larry Fitzgerald. He hands it off to Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams brought down at the 49. Looks like he picks up about 3 on the carry.
Run defense looking a little bit better, but a little too early to tell in my opinion.
Needs a stop. He can't just contain him, hold him to only 3 yards a carry. He needs a flat-out stop.
You got to watch this out
interception.
route by Ricky Williams right there.
Just like that, he throws to it. Ricky Williams with the grab. He stays in bounds, or gets pushed out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. So now a 3rd and 8 situation for Dubby.
That was good adjustment by Hollywood. He had this cornerback right there on your screen. Just come running down and guard that flat around right there. Really good defense by Hollywood. Gets Dubby in a 3rd and pass situation.
Cunningham backpedaling, looking deep. He's got a man. McCaffrey's in the end zone. Touchdown.
Whoa! Ed McCaffrey! Ed McCaffrey, you know all about him, AJ. The big 6'5" grizzled veteran goes up and gets it to give Dubby a 2-possession lead.
Need it.
Need it!
Dubby with the touchdown, with the extra point, which is going to be a close one. He takes an 11-point lead over Mr. Hollywood, who was probably the favorite going into this game.
This kid's Philadelphia, AJ.
You were right about this kid, Dubby. Charles said he played him on line and lost pretty handily. As Deion Sanders fields this one in the end zone, and the touchback brings him out to the 25. So Hollywood still plenty of time to work with, but he does have to stop Dubby at some point.
At some point. He needs to get a touchdown at some point. Dubby's been playing very well-sounded defense, really making Hollywood work. And I like that, though. We see that from Hollywood running the ball like he said he wants to do. Just because Dubby scored doesn't mean you get too anxious now. You need to just stick to your game plan and get points.
Perhaps the toughest thing to do in a game of Madden when you get down is to stay composed and stick to your game plan. As he throws deep, Brandon Cooks almost comes down with it, and again, that Dubby secondary swatting the ball out of his hands. He can't do it.
Yeah, there's been about eight of those plays deep downfield where it's one-on-one, and Dubby's able to get it done.
You see this Twitter poll right here, everybody taking Dubby.
Where's the New York love, man? Come on, New York, get behind your guy. It's out of line.
New York, Philadelphia, you said it, RG, that this is a rivalry in Madden proportions.
Wow. Uh-oh.
And another 4th and 5 situation for Hollywood, who just can't seem to get that offense rolling.
And he keeps finding himself in these 4th down situations in his own territory. This is about the 3rd time this has happened. If you're Dubby, you can get in complete control right here and come that much closer to punching. You take it to Houston!
Huge stop there.
Look at the emotion. He's animated. He's amped. This gets Philadelphia, AJ. I can't keep telling you that.
Dubby with the huge stop and the sack, almost a fumble. That could have been worse for Hollywood, who just shakes his head. That blitz came just at the right time, shot the gap into the backfield, sack, and now Dubby takes over at the 30. Great field position as he runs the ball again, continues to hand it off to Ricky Williams.
And put up your 4s because we're going into the 4th quarter. Dubby with the ball and an 11-point lead, looking to punch his ticket to Houston right now, AJ.
I got to give you props, RG. You did call it.
This Philadelphia grit, I've seen it my entire Madden career. When the stage is at its biggest, the Philadelphians shine the brightest, and it just happens time and time again. And Dubby trying to cement his own legacy as one of the greatest Philadelphia Madden players of all time, which is real elite company.
2nd and 7, Cunningham back. Plenty of time, finds Larry Fitz. Possession catch, brought down finally by the red shirts at the 13-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 13. My goodness, Hollywood just doesn't have an answer for Dubby right now.
He really doesn't. This looks reminiscent of the matchup between him and Unwild last year, where he let Unwild just run away with the momentum. Dubby doing the same thing right now. And as you see, he's just letting that clock tick right over this. See that? He's just going to milk the clock right now. He can't be in any type of rush. Take as much of the game with you on this drive as possible. That's the most important thing, AJ, is to kill as much of the clock as possible right here.
Dubby with the battle-ready Ricky Williams breaks a tackle.
Something I should point out, though, when killing the clock in this situation, it's different than the NFL. Since we're only playing 5-minute quarters, these guys only have a 30-second play clock instead of the 40-second play clock, what you're used to seeing in NFL football. That's to accommodate the shorter quarters that we're playing here.
Larry Fitzgerald motion left. Randy Moss, Larry Fitz, Ed McCaffrey, wide receivers. He hands off to his running back again. Up to the 13, brought down. Now looking at a 3rd and 11.
And if Dubby can get a 1st down right here and give himself more time to kill this clock, because that gives you, the 1st down gives you at least 3 more downs to kill that clock. That could be huge for him. A touchdown or a 1st down right here could almost put Hollywood away. This is a big play for Dubby if he's serious about getting to Houston.
Randall Cunningham back in the shotgun, completes it to Ed McCaffrey. McCaffrey brought down at the 7. So 4th and 4. I imagine Dubby is going to take his 3 here.
Make it a 2-touchdown game.
It would be a 14-point lead.
The 2-touchdown game, though, we still have a 2-minute warning, and keep in mind, Hollywood still has 3 timeouts. And though he only has put up the 6 points, he does have plays that we've seen that could get him chunks of yardage very quickly. If you're Dubby, this game is nowhere near over. You need to stay on your toes, especially when a player like Hollywood has such an explosive offense. This game is far from over, AJ.
So Dubby takes the delay of game to run out as much of the play clock as possible, stopping it before he takes his field goal. They mark it back 5 yards, but that's still a chip shot as he takes the 14-point lead here with 2:39 remaining in the 4th quarter.
If you're Hollywood, you need touchdowns here. Field goal is no good, and Dubby knows that, so that's going to change the way he plays defense. When you know that you just can't let up a touchdown and letting someone in field goal range is okay, it lets you play a more comfortable style of defense. Let's see if Hollywood could overcome the adversity and really get the touchdown, because that's what he needs here. Field goal, no good.
Back in the gun is Hollywood, trying to block some of that pressure from Dubby. Completes it to Antonio Brown. Stopped at the 37, enough for a 1st down.
Nice read right there by Hollywood. Take what he gives you. Continue to move the ball up the field. You have 3 timeouts. You need to get the touchdown.
Aaron Rodgers motioning,
What a
playmakering Cooks.
What a tackle. The thing
We
that's
approach the 2-minute warning, RG.
The thing that's happening is Hollywood keeps looking for this deep area of the field, and Dubby just keeps taking his user defender and going and running with it, and it's making Hollywood hesitate for just the split second Dubby needs for the pressure to get there and make him force a throw.
Hollywood tried to get a play off before the 2-minute warning, can't do it. Here's his next one. Antonio Brown out of bounds on the reception, enough for a first down, out of bounds at the 49. So that stops the clock again without him having to burn one of those 3 timeouts. I think right now he's just trying to score without having to use a timeout.
Dubby's just been doing such a fantastic job, AJ, of taking away that deep post route. Look at him. Look at him all over that A wide receiver.
And all he can do is check down to one of those wide receivers or running backs running
and that
the
allows
slant.
for this, AJ. The clock is ticking, and that's what Dubby wants to see.
Rodgers looking for a man, finds Randy Moss, who cannot hang on to the football.
Sean Taylor with the hit. That's what he's out there to do.
Dubby singing now. He must be feeling confident. So 3rd and 8 situation for Hollywood.
Dubby trying to guarantee himself $20,000, AJ, for playing a little bit of Madden. That's not too bad, huh?
Not a bad day at the office. Aaron Rodgers.
See how he's guarding that X route deep downfield?
Finds a man, though. Brandon Cooks is going to keep the drive alive as he gets out of bounds. Big play there for Hollywood to pick up another first down and stop the clock.
But Dubby's making him take what he wants him to take. He continues to manually guard those deep developing routes downfield, and I have to think that that's frustrating Hollywood quite a bit.
And he also knows as we approach that red zone, it gets stingier and stingier.
It gets stingy, and you don't have to worry about that deep ball. As soon as Hollywood gets to about the 15 or 10-yard line, Dubby's going to be able to play underneath a little bit more and pick up these slant routes that Hollywood's getting comfortable throwing. Good defense so far by Dubby on this drive.
Rodgers back.
What a
looking
route.
for a man, almost picked off. Dubby thought he had an interception again. So Hollywood.
That was a nice looking route. I've never seen that before. He kind of delayed, went to the corner, but the cloud flat cornerback able to break on it and get out there and make a swat. Dubby's secondary's been playing phenomenal this game, eh?
Absolutely. 3rd and 10 now in this quarterfinal game. Winner moves on to Houston. Loser goes home.
Big go to Houston. Anthony Barr, the pro bowler who's right outside, is making moves in this tent, and Dubby getting it done. Wait, there's 3 timeouts though, eh? I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself.
Getting ahead of myself.
It was a big play. I form now for Dubby, but Hollywood does have 3 timeouts.
And that's what we talked about as he gets closer and closer down the field. Dubby's going to be able to break under that underneath stuff. He saw the running back coming out the backfield, and Anthony Barr got busy. First down wins the game, eh?
Ricky Williams up the middle, shy of the first down, but another pickup of about 3 yards, making it a very manageable 3rd and 3.
Good move by Hollywood to bring those safeties into the box.
And they stop him.
Big by Hollywood. Big by Hollywood. He's going to need an onside kick now, though, eh?
It does make it a little more difficult. So 4th and 3, and Dubby is going to punt the ball away to him.
2 touchdowns in
I'm not so sure I don't go for this one, knowing how hard it's been for Hollywood to score in the red zone.
No. You need to force him to continue to take time off the clock like he did on that last drive, AJ.
Does have those dangerous deep routes, though. We got to keep in mind that.
He's been doing a good job at guarding them, and that's the point. He's comfortable on the route combinations that are coming through, and Dubby's been doing a fantastic job guarding those. But we have seen guys like Boobs put up 14 points in under a minute and get that onside kick. Dubby's well aware of that. He can't take his foot off the gas right now. He needs to stay aggressive. He needs to stay stingy.
Checking down to Brandon Cooks.
Yep, and that's
Cooks will not have enough. He's just shy of the first down, but he does make his way out of bounds to stop the clock with 45 seconds on it. Hollywood needing 14 points in only 45 seconds. No timeouts. We've seen crazier things, though.
Sure have, AJ. We sure have.
Herman Moore in motion on the delay. Looking for somebody. He's got
open.
He had his man. That was Ricky Williams. He thought he had his man, but
Look at Dubby swagging. Look at him swagging. I think he knows he might be going to Houston, eh? Houston, we have a Dubby.
I love it. Mr. Hollywood, empty set. Got 4 wide receivers and his running back lined up close to the line of scrimmage. Rodgers looking for a guy. He has Brandon Cooks, and where was that play for the rest of the game? I like it.
The words right out of my mouth.
That
was a great route combination right there by Hollywood. 3 quarters too late, though.
Play action again, looking for a guy. It's Randy Moss. Randy Moss with the aggressive catch. And just like that, Mr. Hollywood is in position to go for the onside kick.
Mental breakdown right there by Dubby. He was all over that route. He was guarding it, and then he just ran away at the last second to guard something underneath. What you shouldn't be guarding. If he wants to throw something underneath, let him do it. Wait, is he kicking? Oh,
I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, no, he accidentally came out at normal kickoff, and he has no timeouts. He's going to have to kick the ball off. Dubby has his hand up.
Dubby knows.
What a mental breakdown by Hollywood. Oh, no.
He's got to kick it. He's just shaking his head. He can't believe the mistake.
That's such a mental mistake. Oh,
and the ball is recovered by Dubby.
Wow, what a game.
That's game. That's game, RG.
Wow.
18 seconds left. Hollywood did make it close there at the end, but Dubby is going to walk away the victor. He is going to Hollywood with the 20-13 win over Mr. Hollywood.
He's definitely going to Houston, A. And if you're a competitor remaining in this field, you better be well aware of this Philadelphian, because he's not looking to lay down to anybody. And anyone that gets matched up with him, you're going to be in a battle.
I'm impressed, RG. Both you and Rico. And by the way, I won't steal his thunder, but he's 2-0 right now today.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But you both, he got a little help from you, and I think Farles, you guys took Dubby. I think it was a good decision. He came out there, he won the game, he commanded the rock, he commanded the clock, running out time as much as he could, not allowing that high-powered Hollywood offense to just take control.
Oh, it was so impressive. It was so impressive, and we still got 2 games left to go today. Hey, I can feel the momentum in this building. The crowd's been getting us amped. It's been getting the players amped. We've had phenomenal games, and it's just going to keep on rolling.
And with that, let's throw it to Drea. She has our winner.
Thanks, AJ. Dubby, there's no other way to say it. Congratulations, you were a savage on both sides of the ball. Why were you so in the zone from start to finish today?
I just really had a plan, and I really executed it perfectly. And I got this guy named Deion Sanders, and I tell you, he doesn't get thrown on, ever. I should have had 6 picks in the first half, and I'm going to go over there to my man Bugs, and he's going to say, Dubby, what in the world was that sleepy pick you threw to get him back in the game? That's the first thing he's going to tell me. And I also been hanging out with Problem. I know he liked my first drive. You know, I took about 6 minutes off the clock, you know. But I'm really excited. I'm really happy. All the support from everybody has really been overwhelming me, and I'm just really happy I was able to execute on this big of a stage. And, you know,
I saw you sitting in your chair in between downs, doing your little shimmy, saying, I want to go to Houston. You are going to Houston. What do you think about that?
I mean, I can't put it into words. I'm so happy. I put so much time into this game, and I love it. I truly love it. And to be able to reward me back is just overwhelming.
A lot of people looked at you as the underdog going against Hollywood, the way he played yesterday. But there's a lot of great Madden players coming out of Philly. They called you before this matchup. What do you want to say to Philly? What do you want to say to the legends?
Philly over everything. Over everything. I'm never going to lose to somebody in an Odell Beckham jersey ever in my life. It's not happening.
There you go. That's that statement right there. Let's send it to Tyler and the guys.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Dre. And congratulations to Dubby. What a dominating performance. And Cinderella is moving on to Houston. We're going to get to the highlights here in a second. I just got to point out some of these stats real quick. Hollywood was 17 of 41 today through the air. Dubby was, he said it right there, he thought he should have had 6 picks. Hollywood also had 3 failed 4th down conversions. Some of those were short yardage gains. Dubby played the best defense we've seen all week long. That was unbelievable.
And then the game-sealing interception underneath for Dubby takes it away 20-13. And the Philly kid, the Cinderella story, keeps moving on. He'll be joining us in Houston. Wow.
We want to thank all of you for joining us so much. Our live audience is still here hanging out because we want to check out Serious Mo. We got to see Boogs. The GOAT is here. Problem, will he be moving on to Houston? Reminder, folks, we are going to be in Houston next week for the Super Bowl. Stay tuned for more action. We're going to figure out who's going with us.